I wonder if you can remember a time that you broke something special to you, or perhaps, or someone else, something you broke that was someone else's, even worse. It could have been some china, something delicate, maybe a toy, or something complicated like breaking your car, your computer, or your phone. Now, it might not have been entirely your fault that it got broken, but just try and remember what that's like when you've broken something and you don't know how to fix it. Things break and are broken all the time. Sometimes it feels like nothing that's made today is made to last for very long. And we're surrounded by shops and websites, so if we break something, we can just go and buy something new. Sometimes we get sad when we break something. Other times we're not really bothered. Sometimes we forget about it straight away. Other times the things that we've broken hold in our memories and they stay with us. This day, Remembrance Sunday, is all about remembering the war. The wars that we have in the past and the wars that are going on in our world today. And war breaks things. War breaks communities. It breaks places, buildings and landscapes. War breaks people. It shatters lives. And today, on this Sunday, we are asked to remember these things. But this isn't always easy. It's not normal to try and remember difficult and painful things, experiences of brokenness. Our natural response is to try and think positive or to try to forget. But on this day, we are asked to remember. We're asked to remember those places and people who war has broken, to remember what war has done and what war does today. Our hearts are full this year with images from Israel and Gaza, as well as from Ukraine. It's easier to turn away sometimes, to hide in the fact that these are faraway countries and faraway problems. Remembering connects us with these confusing and painful things that are happening. Remembering also, though, helps us to remember to be thankful. Thankful to those who fought wars on our behalf in the past. Remember the humanity within the machine of war, the stories we've already heard of courage, of kindness, the friendship and support that are found between people, even in places of war, death and destruction. And our Gospel reading this morning is also about remembering to do what is important. In this case, get oil lamps ready for a wedding. 5 wise bridesmaids remembered the oil, but the foolish bridesmaids didn't remember. When we keep things in mind, it helps us to focus on what is important and then forget what is less important. Remembering the oil, the special thing that they really needed, that meant that the lights could be lit and the bride and the bridegroom could be welcomed in, and a joyful and celebratory party could start. So remembering things put things in perspective. It helps us to do the right thing. Today we are remembering the past so that we can live more fully and more faithfully in the present. Remembering those in the past who died in conflict is a way of loving God, loving our neighbour here and now, trying to build peace each day in our own lives and in our own hearts so that we can follow God's command to make peace rather than war. And there's another act of remembrance that we're taking part in today. In a few moments we will be remembering a meal that a man took with his friends just before he died on the cross. When Jesus was resurrected on Easter Sunday, his followers could still see the wounds in his hands. He was remade, but he still had the remembrance of the pain that he'd been through, the pain of the world. And it's through that resurrection of Jesus that we're shown that nothing can defeat God's love. No act of war, no deed, however terrible, can prevent God's love being known to the world. God knows us. God remembers us, and in God's love we too are renewed and we are made whole. So as we gather round the communion table this morning, we take part in an act of remembering. We're joining together, making whole that which has been broken. God longs to make with us a new world. A world not of destruction, of hate, of violence and war, but a world of kindness, of friendship, of peace. And this is why we gather this morning and we remember. And in remembering, we are remade, so that we can go take God's peace and love into the world, today and every day. Amen. Amen.